Hey guys! I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are in the world. My name is Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. As always, I'm so grateful that you guys are listening, subscribing, and commenting. I really appreciate the support. And of course, if you guys are interested in supporting me further, you can do that at my Patreon site. The link is in the description below, and you can give me $1 a month, $5 a month, whatever you prefer. In this video, I wanted to talk to you guys about something Lamont asked me, Lamont Dassav, I think. And he messaged me in a couple of different places, so obviously this question is important to him, so I decided to do a video on it. And the question basically says is that, I feel lost a lot. And I wonder when I do feel lost, what should I do? And he suggested, should I just fall back and trust the process, right? And it's such an important question and that's one of the main reasons, guys, the reasons I started this channel, the reason I wanted to talk about my own experiences and to share my experiences with other INFJs is because we do spend a lot of time feeling lost as INFJs. Now, in general, the population right now is feeling lost because of all the random things that are going on in the world, and you're thinking to yourself, is this reality? Am I living on the planet like that works like this? Also, our disconnection from nature, from Mother Earth, from community, our plugging into technology. There's a lot of things going on that are helping us, are causing this disconnection, this feeling of being lost, right? And so there's a lot of issues with the world and society in general that's causing it. But in general, I find that INFJs have a tendency to feel lost more often and more so than other types. And there's a very good reason for it. There's a very good couple of reasons for it. And one of the main reasons for it is the fact that we are weird, right? And so the way we look at the world, the way we want to live in the world is different from the way everyone else wants to live. And so we feel lost. We think to ourselves, should I be following what everyone else is doing? Or can I follow my own path? Very good example is me. The way I live my life is very unusual compared to all the other friends and family members or people in general. I quit my job, I moved to a random country in the world, I live on my own, I work on my creative endeavors, I use all the sources of income that I have in order to live a pretty much free, independent life, and things like that, right? And so this is a very unusual way of living, but this is how I wanted to live for the longest time, guys. This is how I wanted to live, to be location independent, to be time independent, to not answer to anyone, and to focus on my creative stuff, right? And so but this is how I would think for the longest time. And I would think to myself, no one else wants this. So am I weird? Am I crazy? Am I wrong? And that would cause me to feel lost because I did not trust my own belief system. I did not trust my own thinking. And that's one of the problems in an INFJ is that they don't trust their own intuition or their own thinking. That causes a lot of issues because constantly we're being pulled in all these random directions because people tell us, oh no, you're not supposed to do things that way. Go do it that way, the way other people are doing it. And when I was younger, I wanted to live this life, what life that I'm leading right now. But people would constantly be like, no, you can't live like that. That's not possible. That's not possible for you, especially. No, you can't do it. Just live the way everyone else is living, right? And so people would tell me this all the time, my parents, family, friends, acquaintances, bosses, etc. And I would let them persuade me because I did not have enough compunction, enough belief in my own system, in my own thinking, in my own intuition, and I would let them lead me around by the nose, and I'd be like, all right, cool, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess I can't live this way. You know better than me. Why? I don't know why they know better than me, but I would believe that everyone else knows better than me, and so I would follow them or their way of doing things rather than following my own heart, right? And I do really feel pity for my own self, my younger self, because she spent so much time following all these random directions because people told her to, rather than sitting down and thinking, okay, this is what I really want to do. Why can't I just do this? I can figure it out. I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I am intuitive. I have all these skills. I can figure it out. Why not? Because I did not believe and trust in myself enough. And so, yes, Lamont, trust the process, obviously. And this is one thing that I always believe in. I have done videos on this. There are no coincidences. If there is a thought popping up in your head over and over again, it's your intuition telling you that this is important to you. And so, for example, for me, for the longest time, I'd keep on thinking, I want to do YouTube videos. I want to do YouTube videos. I want to do YouTube videos. 10 years, I think I thought like this. But I was like, no, I'm not good enough to do them. Or what am I going to talk about? Things like that. Eventually, I was like, I could not ignore that voice anymore. I was like, all right, fine. And so I started doing videos, terrible ones, terrible ones. But I did them, and instantaneously that voice were like, all right, cool, perfect. I'm calm now. It just calmed down because it knew that I was finally doing what it wanted me to do, right? And so our intuition is always talking to us. Our gut is always telling us things. The universe is always talking to us. There are all of these messages, signs, signals coming at you, telling you what you need to do, what you should be spending your time doing, what your life is all about. What is your life purpose? Why are you here? All of these messages are always coming at you. But instead of an INFJ or an individual listening to these messages, we spend all of our time ignoring them and then listening to nonsensical messages from society and from our acquaintances, friends, family. Yeah. And this is how we live our life. So the universe, our intuition is telling us, no, that is the direction you're supposed to go in. And that is where you're going to find your happiness and your joy and your peace and contentment. But instead of going in the direction that the universe or the intuition is telling us, the right direction, we spend all of our time listening to the other side and our society and our friends and family who are kind of telling us all of these random little things and confusing us and telling us, that's the direction you're supposed to go in. Of course, that's the direction you're supposed to go in, or that's the direction, or that's the direction. If we listen to anyone except our intuition and the universe, for some reason, I don't know why, we have a hard time believing in our intuition, believing that it knows the truth. But as soon as you, and I did the same thing, as soon as you stop listening to all of that garbled nonsense from society and from other people who have no idea what they're doing themselves and have no right to tell you what to do, as soon as you stop listening to them and you start listening to your intuition, this feeling of being lost, this feeling of not knowing where your place is in the world, this feeling that you're just not fit or suited to this world is going to dissipate. It's going to completely disappear. And I'm speaking from experience, guys, because for the longest time, as I said, I felt lost. I felt like, what is the point of me being even here? Why am I here? What is the purpose? What is the purpose of me being alive? And so many other things. These kind of questions kept on popping up for me over and over and over again. And I would sit there and think about it. And then the universe would suddenly like whisper something in my ear, or my gut would tell me something. You're supposed to be a writer. You know, it would whisper that in my ear, or my gut would say that to me. And I just ignore it. I'd be like, no, of course not. My parents told me I would never make money as a writer. So of course I'm not going to be a writer. Or society tells me that I need to do something more important, something that contributes in a way where I can become a millionaire or have power or fame or fortune, things like that, right? And so I was like, no, I can't do that. I can't become a writer. Most writers don't make any money. Most writers don't become powerful. They blah, blah, blah. And so even though my whisper would always, my intuition would always be whispering in my ear, you need to become a writer, you need to become a writer, you need to become a writer, I'd ignore it. And I'd go to my societal noises, and I'd be like, oh, so yeah, go become a marketing person and become a CEO eventually and take over the world kind of thing, right? This is something that I didn't really care about, but that's what society cares about. That's what my parents cared about. And so I followed that route. Too much nonsensical thinking on my part. I just followed that freaking route and spent so much of my time, wasted so much of my time following that stupid route, just unhappy to my core, feeling lost. As soon as I stopped listening to those noises and I decided, all right, that's enough nonsense. I'm 30 years old already. I've wasted so much time doing nonsensical things that I hated, that I despised my life for, that I wanted to kill myself for. Why am I doing this? I'm going to die soon, whenever it might be. I don't know. It might be in 30 years, might be in 5 years. I want to live my life the way I want to live it. I want to really become a writer. And so I started working towards creating my life the way I've created it right now. And I'm always constantly tweaking my life in a way that is perfect and ideal to me, the way I want to live it. Even though everyone else is telling me, no, you can't do it. I'm like, why not? I live in this magnificent world where I have the power to live the way I want to live. Why can't I live the way I want to live? There's no reason. There's no real reason telling you why not, right? And so as soon as I did that, as I said, I stopped feeling lost. I stopped feeling that feeling of just, I don't know what I'm doing. Now, I'm not saying it completely disappears. I'm not saying that I still don't have moments where I'm sitting and I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing here? But they're small, very small noises now, right? In the past, it used to be huge and it would just completely incapacitate me. And I would spend months or years just sitting there not knowing what to do and feeling lost and just completely alone and hating myself, right? And so that I spent a lot of time in that. Now these voices do pop up suddenly and I'll be like, I don't know what I'm doing right now. And so it will pop up, and then I'll be like, yeah, but you do know what you're doing. This is what you're doing. And I'll be like, oh, right, yes, okay, cool. Okay, I do know what I'm doing. Right? And so these feeling of being lost is just I think it's just the calibration of the universe. I think the universe is constantly speaking in your head saying, okay, are you still on point? Are you still going in the right direction? Do you still know where you're going, right? And so you'll be like, I think I know where I'm going. And then the universe shows us the direction again, over and over and over again, leading us in the right direction, right? So that you don't feel lost. But you need to listen to the universe or your gut or your intuition for that. Most of us just ignore it. Yeah. And so my recommendation to you, Lamont, and to any INFJ who's feeling lost, is to listen to your gut. Your gut will never lead you wrong. Your intuition will never lead you wrong. The universe will never lead you wrong. Society, yes, it will definitely lead you wrong. So what you need to do is listen to your gut, your intuition. What is it telling you? Listen to it. Follow it as much as possible. As soon as you start following your gut, you're not going to feel lost as much anymore. Okay? We only feel lost when we're not following what our soul or spirit wants to do. And the gut or intuition, that voice, is your soul's voice. It's your spirit's voice telling you what you should be doing with your life. Yeah? Instead of listening to our soul or spirit, we spend all of our time listening to society and nonsensical messages from media. And of course we feel lost, right? And so focus on yourself, focus on your gut, your intuition. Listen to what it's saying. Follow those voices. Do not follow the outside voices. Okay? All right, I hope this makes sense to you guys. Thank you so much for spending time on my channel. Thank you for asking these interesting questions. I really appreciate that. Of course, you can support me further by going to my Patreon site. The link is in the description below. And I shall see you guys the next time around. Bye for now.